Hi everybody, it's Alex Fournier for AlexFournierArt.com and Artistic Purposes. Today we're back with another collaboration with Lilian D'Mello. She's coming to us live from India, and we're going to be working on dynamic poses, gesture, and some character design. Lilian, nice to see you again.
Hi Alex, thanks a ton for having me again. It's always a pleasure being on your channel. Today's theme is going to be cyberpunk, and I'm going to be using these glasses along with some really cool lights. See how they blink? The cyberpunk theme is something that I've explored numerous times over the past few years, and the outcome of my poses have always been fantastic. So I can't wait to get started with you guys. Again, thank you so much for this wonderful collaboration between artists and art models, Alex.
All right, I'm excited for all the poses that are going to come out of this session. Now, if anybody doesn't know who Lilian is, she's a super accomplished model in India and internationally, and a lot of us artists fell in love with her during the pandemic when she was doing these online sessions, and that's how I met her. And so I'm super excited to have you collaborating, and thanks again for joining us.
I must say thank you to you, Alex, for establishing this great channel on YouTube. This is a great link between artists and art models. You know, in the past few years, I've been working with so many art students around India, and they've always wanted to interact with professional artists abroad. So thank you for this wonderful opportunity, Alex.
Awesome, great to hear. And you know, who knows, maybe I see a little India trip in my future, you know, at some of these universities, and I'm open to it.
Awesome.
Well, let's get started. And before we get started, I was curious, what do those glasses do?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Do they light up? I'm trying to see there.
So it's not on yet, but
Those are looking good. So yeah, go real close to the camera and see if we can see that they kind of blink or change colors. Oh yeah. All right, let's get started. Today's episode is sponsored by Still Breathing. Travel to Uganda with Lizzie, a 69-year-old widow, and experience the adventure of a lifetime in this powerful novel of second chances. Still Breathing is award-winning fiction set in a third-world country with characters who will break your heart. It's available in digital, softcover, or hardback formats from a wide variety of fine retailers. Check for the link in the description, or you can go to bookstoread.com/Fournier. All right, today I'm going to do a little double team with charcoal. I've got one on the left here is a 4B, General's compressed charcoal, and it's just been drawn with just a little bit. Okay, and then I have a 2B over here that's been sharpened down just through drawing, so it's got a little more of a delicate tip there.
Absolutely brilliant.
Okay, next tool I'm going to use is a kneaded eraser. Okay, and I'm going to use that for mistakes, but I'm also going to use it as a tool for providing highlights and things like that. All right, so we're going with Lilian's cyberpunk theme today, so feel free to add missile launchers, spaceships, post-apocalyptic cityscapes, maybe some holograms, for sure some neon, but whatever you do, have fun. All right, Lilian, if you want to start us off with a bunch of ones, starting now. Okay. All right, next pose. All right, next pose. All right, next pose. Okay, next pose. All right, next pose. Okay, this one's got a fun curve in it if you can see it. Okay, you see the curve there? I think we'll want to revisit that pose from a still image later in the video. All right, next pose. Okay. All right, next pose. Okay, another heavy kind of line of action. Okay, we got some squash and stretch going on here as well. Okay. All right. Next pose. Okay. All right, I just want to add that little ponytail here. All right, not bad. Lilian, you can take a quick break. All right, let's walk through some of these drawings and talk through what we saw. All right, let's revisit our first page. What I liked, or what I was happy with, was some of the contours, getting the correct directions of cylinders. Okay, so we have this leg coming here, okay, and we have this implying the direction of this cylinder, right? And you notice here, we've continued our curves so it doesn't look like broken lines, okay? It's a nice long line here, okay? And I feel like this is implying that this is further back than this based on these curves are going down and this curve is going up, right? Like it's pointed, okay? We do imply that this part of the leg is in front and that this one perhaps will have a shadow under it. You know, it's a little hard to tell, but I think I was able to accomplish that, okay? And we do see, at least up here, that the contours here are starting to kind of stretch the other way. So on this leg, if you look at, you know, this curve, you know, what we're saying is, okay, is that if we could see through it, right, then you're looking at this kind of a grid, right? And here's kind of where it connects to the hip bone. All right, let's take a look at our next one. Okay, so what I like about how this one worked out is a balance between geometric or flat shapes and rounded shapes, okay? So I played off of this as a flat, right? And that way this sticks out and this sticks out. So we have this kind of torso shape up here and hips over here, okay? So I just like how that worked. I do like how I have the implied kind of armpit, and then these are rounded out at the top, which makes us believe that that cylinder of the arm is going, you know, this way, okay? Okay, like this kind of direction. Okay, and we have the shoulder there. We do have a nice flowing hair there. It's kind of fun. We have implied that this rounds out at the end, so it stays a little bit three-dimensional there. All right, let's take a look at this one, which I'd also like to revisit in a still image. We'll see if I can do that for this video. Okay, so there's some pretty good volumetric shapes with very little detail. Okay, so we have implied kind of the beginning of this cylinder coming down here. We've rounded this out. Okay, so it still feels three-dimensional. Now this one, it's kind of rounded out, but what I've implied is the cylinder goes this way. So that's feeling pretty good. Okay, so that's showing us it's kind of coming forward. Okay, and we do have some pretty good volume for very little lines right here. Kind of ran out of time right around there. And I just left the arm unfinished there, but at least I kind of completed the roundness there. Okay, we've implied the neck. We've implied a little bit of the 3/4 angle of the face. Okay, so that was good. All right, let's move on to our next page. All right, on our next page, I really like this pose. I think I'm gonna try to do a longer pose from the still image from that recording. So this is one technique to get a little further in your 1-minute drawing, and that's to decide ahead of time, not gonna take these legs any further, not gonna get to the head. I'm gonna work on the things that I can, okay? So what's nice here is we have this kind of curve coming in, okay? So hips are here, torso here, okay? We have shown where the kind of the armpit is, okay? So we're showing this is on top of this, okay? We are showing where the cylinders are turning, okay? This arm is turning this way, okay? Which implies that the cylinder would finish through. And we did the cylinder for the hand, and I decided not to waste time on any fingers, but at least I got kind of the feeling of which direction it is, okay? And I do have this little bit of a shadow under here, okay? And I have rounded these out so they feel like they're kind of complete, right? Now, it would have been nice to also get to the head right here, but I'm happy with how that turned out. And with some of the technique I'm using with compressed charcoal, you end up with interesting variation of line weights, right? So not only are we getting tones and impressions of cylinders kind of with the side of the charcoal, but by doing different movements, you actually see that there was like a follow over that ended up implying a shadow, right? And you have thicker, thinner, thicker lines, right? And so it ends up getting this interesting variation of line weight, which I feel is very, very fun to work with. All right, moving on to the next one. Okay, so this is kind of fun. I'm happy with how this turned out, and that's partly because when you look at what are we getting in the pose, we do want to try to show this overlap, right? Kind of tangle of arms. We do have, you know, one leg is a lot further forward than the other one, right? So there's even like a size difference, okay? And then we do have a nice kind of hip, and then the torso come in a different direction, and we do have this kind of flowing hair that makes it fun, okay? We've even implied like where the knees are in here, okay? So this part was pretty fun to include. Hey, I just noticed I even got the nose and eyes in there. Okay, so this is kind of fun. So now this one, this direction, it gets a little lost here. You know, I might try to round that out and maybe try to round that shape out a little bit, okay? If I was doing a shadow here, this would be kind of a rounded shadow, okay? See that? Okay. Same thing here. I would probably do like a core shadow kind of somewhere in the middle to really show that's like a thick arm coming through. One of my goals when I'm doing a 1-minute sketch with figure is to try to get what is the impression that pops out at me right away, okay? And the impression I got is the weight of this turn right here, okay? So yes, I have a line of action that kind of swings through here, kind of a rhythm, okay? But what I like is that this is turning this way and then coming under, and then this one is kind of coming forward, right? And so that was what I focused on, okay? And so this one would be a fun shadow to bring in here. You're going to have some overlap of the other leg and an angled shadow. So what could we do here? So, okay, so we've got the rest of that leg kind of coming down, okay? All right, so, you know, we've got, it's a little hard to do it from this angle, but okay. So we've got a little kind of a turning edge on that shin bone there. Okay, and so that would be how I would kind of show that there's, this form is above that form, okay? And if we employed like a bigger piece, then it would be easier to shade this kind of in a uniform kind of way, okay? And I can kind of do that way because then up at the top, it's going the other way, okay? So you see that? Okay, and you see I'm going the direction of the contour, right? So I'm going this way when I can. Sometimes your arm just doesn't turn the way that you need it to. Okay, so that's what I would start to do on that section to make that believable. Okay, the other thing to think about if you do want to make this, like the belly kind of come out a little bit from here, you know, would be to try to have it not be toned all the way down, okay? Okay, and basically to try to get this contour to make a joint with this without it getting lost. Okay, and in this case, obviously, you know, I would need a little more room here, which is fine. Okay, but do you see how those forms start to work? Okay, and over here, if I needed this kind of armpit to start to pop out there, then the trick I would do is related to kind of this turning edge of that. Okay, and making sure this gets to a joint. Okay, see how now this form starts to fill up? Okay. Okay, we could even try to figure out how to, you know, how to make it kind of come the other way. Okay? Do you see how that would come alive just with a few more tones, turning edge, be smart about where the darker parts, core shadows, where the cast shadows, and kind of the, also these would be like occlusion shadows that it just from the proximity there, it causes this extra buildup of a shadow. Okay. Okay, getting carried away. All right. All right, let's take a look at this page. Okay, so in this case, so this first one here, what I saw here was kind of the hips and the fact that this, the chest kind of came around in this kind of an angle. So the hips need to be a little bigger than they are, but there's also this arm coming into the hand. I didn't think I'd have enough time for the hand, so I just threw in a few basic strokes there. Okay, and then I actually spent a little bit of time trying to get a few features in there. So nothing amazing about my drawing there, but not bad. Okay, so moving on to the next one. This is a nice curve and line of action here. So you can see across the pose, there's this shape here. So I started with this line of action, okay? You could also think of it as a rhythm that's there. You can kind of see that that curves the whole way around. And there's also a turn. Okay, you see spine is here, but then spine is here. Okay, you think like there's actually this like quite a big twist there. I feel like the spine is broken in here. All right, so here's what's fun about this is we have kind of this twist coming to this part of the leg, and then we get the calf going here. And like I said, a good method is to end with some sort of curve if you're going to run the limb off the page. It at least completes a little bit of the three-dimensionality. Okay, and we've got just the head implied, and we've got this fun hair going there, so it just shows some motion. Okay, this is kind of fun. So in this case, there's an arch of the back. I didn't quite get it exactly the way I wanted to get it, but it's implied a little bit there. Okay, so we've got the legs here, we've got the body here. I think maybe what I did is I think this arch needs to kind of like start coming earlier. Okay. Okay, more like that. And then shoulder probably comes a little bit higher. All right, but what's fun is you do have the stretch of the arms, you have the chest here, kind of this torso shape, and this one, it actually is kind of like the hips are being bent in. And of course, I added a little bit of a ponytail. All right, let's take a quick break, a little station identification, a little sip of tea. All right, Lilian, if you can do a 5-minute pose. Starting now. Okay, I'm doing a little more of a layout so I can try to not completely ruin it this time. This happened a lot. Yes. Cars. Maybe I'm gonna try to cheat the size here and get the foot in. Okay, I'm gonna give her more like combat boots maybe. Okay. I'm messing up the glasses, wasting my time. Okay. Let's make... Okay, I've got a minute 50 left. Okay. All right. So, okay, so I got to that part. Let's give her a little change in wardrobe. Okay, let me quickly just get some core shadows going here. All right. Okay, not bad. Had a little fun with that. So if I had a little more time, what else would I do? Okay, and maybe make the, the boots feel heavy duty. Okay, so what we maybe want to do is, there's cyberpunk theme. I might want to make this some kind of crazy weapon. Okay, maybe that kind of a weapon. Okay, and maybe that's kind of dangerous looking. Okay. Okay, that's kind of cool. All right, so currently, because I didn't fill in the back thing, this could be light on that side. So, one thought would be if we wanted to bring this out a little, is we could actually make it like the light is hitting that side as well. Okay, and in that case, maybe I would kind of build that a little more, like it's going a little further across. Okay, and what else could we do? Okay, that could also make, if light's hitting there, then let's also play with this side. If that's like a rim light there. Okay, and we could actually, okay, so we could make that side like a highlight. Okay. Okay, look pretty dangerous, coming to kill you. All right, what are we doing up here? Okay, so what I want to do on this side, can I trying to make it a little more Mad Max, where there's kind of rips and tears. Okay, we can even try that over here. Okay. Act like it's some sort of, you know, we could even make, kind of imply like there's like a cape kind of thing, kind of blowing in the wind, right? All right. Okay. All right, we probably need something that's supposed to look like a site on here. Okay. Okay, a couple things in there. Okay. I don't know if it's cyberpunk, but it's certainly scary looking. Okay. All right, so we've got this kind of turning edge there. Okay, let's do just a tiny turning edge on this side and see if it comes to life a little bit. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm going to leave them a little bit empty in case I decide to digitally color this later. I won't have completely filled it in. Okay, let's get a little better on the chin. Okay, see how I drew a shape for the kind of the shadow. Okay, let's deal with hair there. And some of these I'm letting kind of be like a little bit breezy because it almost has the look of kind of windblown, right? So I don't want to take away any benefit I had from like the randomness that I started with that ended up just working right. Kind of same with these movements, all right? They almost feel like flowing, okay? Actually, what we could do, let me just imply there's kind of something around the neck, okay? And so okay, so we've got a little bit of a cape type material, okay? And could we, let's actually make it kind of wrap around this way as well. Okay. Okay. And we kind of have this impression like there's light kind of hitting through there as well. Okay. But let's emphasize it a little bit. Let's leave that kind of as is. We can always digitally add like a background into this if we paint it. Okay. All right. Thanks for your patience as I had fun with that. All right. Let's start another 5-minute pose. Okay. I'm going to actually use the kind of the flatter piece, see if I can go a little geometric on it and not ruin it. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Okay, I'm kind of just experimenting with a little bit more geometric on this one. For no particular reason, but okay, with the face upturned like this, the ears would lay a lot lower, like you're seeing there. Okay, kind of going with a little bit of what I had for the previous costume. Okay, we've got a minute left. Okay. All right. As long as we've got her belly exposed, might as well add a belly button. All right, thanks, Lilian. Let's do a 2-minute pose. Okay. Okay, running out of time. All right, not bad. All right, so if I just had a little bit more time. Okay. Then I would try to come up with something here. Okay. Got the arms there. It's almost like Rocket Man kind of a pose. You've got like a rocket on the back about to launch. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's talk about what we see in here. Okay, so we've got a lot of contours kind of showing us what direction things are going. We've got, this is going away. This is getting big in. There's a little bit of a foreshortening going that direction. You see the contour of the bicep here going into here. Okay, you see these are at kind of this different angle. Okay, and you see this core shadow line coming across the chest. Okay, that way this is closer, so it's going across. Okay, so I feel like those lines are working pretty well. All right, so if we had a little more time, which we always want, what else would I do with this pose? Okay, I'm just trying to get a little shadow across the chin. Okay, a little shadow under, oops. Okay, trying to do a little shadow shape under the lips. All right, trying to do a little shadow shape under the lips. Okay. Okay. We got these glasses kind of coming around. Okay. Okay, and let's get hair there. All right, so what else? What other fun stuff can we do? All right, let's grab our broader, kind of duller piece of charcoal and bring some of these kind of coarse shadows in. Okay, so you look at this, you know, if this were a square, it's going here and then it's going the other way, okay? So that's part of what you're seeing with the coarse shadow is kind of the peak part of a turn, okay? Okay. We're going to just give a little impression that this is under. Okay, see that? This is on top of this. Okay. Okay, same thing here. See how I'm kind of working my way around kind of turning edge or core shadow areas that are going to bring three-dimensionality, okay? Okay, and over here, it's not much, but I'm going to just add a turning edge around the corner here, just so it shows. And then what I'm going to do is a nestle and drag over here, just to help show that that is on top of that, okay? All right, let's do... Okay. And over here, I'm turning edge, but I'm making it kind of like there's different rough stuff. Okay, so now, you know those boots that have those little hooks? I'm trying to make it be that kind of shoelaces. Okay. Okay, these are grippy climber shoes. So I want this kind of cool fabric. All right. Okay, let's do just a turning edge here. I've applied a little bit of a shine to the fabric. Okay. Okay, so this is what we're trying to imply, kind of the high swimsuit type material that she's got on, or superhero outfit. Okay, and what can we do here? And a lot of times if you have foreshortening kind of going up this direction, you go from underneath, okay, and work your way up. That gives a better impression here. Okay, so what could we have on her? Okay, she's got some sort of something on there. She's got an Apple Watch. Okay. There we go. Okay, and on here, I'm just going to imply that there's fingers just by that little shadow there. Okay. All right. Let's do, trying to get a little form here to show what's going on. There we go. Okay, see how that comes out a little bit? Okay, and can we imply like a six-pack? Let's see. We can try. No guarantees. You have to do your sit-ups. Okay. Okay, what I'm trying to imply here is that there's a light source behind that's being blocked by this part of the arm. So that's why I'm kind of coming at an angle there. Okay. Let me just sharpen up some of these edges. All right, it's looking pretty cool. Okay, let me just fix this angle so it's a sharper angle. Okay, see I am trying to show that. All right, we can always add some holograms and explosions and some buildings in the background digitally later if we feel like it. All right, Lilian, let's do another 2-minute pose that may end up lasting for eternity depending on how long I want to draw. All right, so here we go, 2-minute pose. Okay, so the head's probably way too big for a 2-minute pose, Alex. Okay, we got 25 seconds left. Alex, what are you wasting your time on? All right, didn't get very far, but it was fun. Let's just have a little more fun before we call it quits. Okay, got the shoulder coming across here. Okay, let's actually move from the inside because we can probably gauge a little better. Okay, here we got a shoulder. I don't quite know where it connects here. Okay, I'm gonna just do these in kind of bigger forms because there's some foreshortening here that we got to deal with. Okay, you got the calf muscle right here. Okay, it feels a little too big. Let's make it smaller. Trying to take these hands right off the page so I don't have to draw them. Okay, so here we've got a few cast shadows that kind of help with the contours. So I'm going to do that. A couple of those. Looks a little like light. Okay, we can do a few of these like shadow from the hair. Okay. Like I said, when you're working upwards along a limb, it oftentimes looks even better with this technique. It's easier to get that contour. Okay, see where this his hair. Okay. And I'm going to try to leave the highlight on the bottom of the hair. That way it looks like it pops out a little more. Okay, make it look like there's sunlight on that side. Okay. A little bit of a contour there in the head. Okay, on ears, I basically draw the harder angle, or on ears I basically draw the darker core shadow part first, and then I just fill in the other shape. Okay, I'm trying to give like a highlight on the edge of that. Okay, and let's darken a few of these hair areas. Okay, and that's fun to just get a different texture going there. I'm gonna make this feel like there's a shadow. Okay, and let's see if we can okay. All right. All right, hope you had fun. Hope you learned something. It was certainly fun for us to collaborate. We hope to do some more collaborations in the future. Be sure to check out Lilian's photo sets. I'll leave a link in the description. You can buy those for your own art. All right, check out my website, alexfournierart.com, and have a great day.
I can make them blink. You can make them blink faster.